Hey again. I filmed a video that I shared today. I filmed that yesterday, but I'm filming a couple of videos today. Um, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is kind of as I'm going through this, whatever this is, this healing journey. Um, so I have a lot of things on the back burner that I wanted to do for years, and I usually kind of outsource everything, just from being so busy and working and taking care of everyone. And, so I mostly primarily outsource a lot of what I want to do. And it's been like this for years, or I just won't do it, or I'll start it and then not finish it because I just don't really have as much time to do things as I think I have. Um, and so I just eventually stopped starting projects, um, because I knew I wouldn't finish them, just from exhaustion or lack of time or just being too busy or feeling selfish, spending time working on things that I want to work on when I could be, um, doing things that are more important, like, more important to me, like taking care of others or helping them get to where they're going. Um, Especially with my daughter, because I really, really, really want her to not feel trapped in any career choices or just situations. Like I want her to really be able to choose her path. Um, I guess because I never really felt like I had the opportunity to truly just like choose mine, Um, and people will say, "Oh, well, of course you chose it. Like who else decided for you?" Um, and I'm gonna kind of, yes, that is true, but that's also a really privileged take. And I know people do not like it when you say, "Oh, that's privileged," but it is because a lot of times, um, you do things that you have to do at the time because of your own circumstance. And so your choices aren't quite as broad. And yes, you can take the risk and maybe make a choice um, that could have some really bad consequences. But when your consequences aren't only your own, um, you tend to choose a safer route, and that's what I've done a lot. Um, I wasn't always like that, you know. Uh, I've made a lot of risky choices when it was just me and my parents were still alive because I felt comfortable, like I had a home to go home to, and I could make those risks and take them. And but I also wanted to please people and to take care of people and to make my parents proud. So I chose things that maybe weren't in line with things I really truly wanted to do. So I always try to um, encourage my daughter to do things that are in line with what she really, really wants to do. And anyhow, as she is moving into her senior year and um, she's been taking, dual credit college classes for the last, is it 1 year? Maybe, I think it's junior. Yeah, junior and senior year, you're allowed to do it. So she's been doing that um, since a year ago. So she's kind of been exposed to some college um, and she's picking what school she wants to go to. And um, she'll be applying in the fall, and we're at that stage. So I kind of, she's really, truly just very driven. And um, I love watching how independent she's become. But it also means I have a little bit of space to kind of figure out what I want to do. And oddly, so I love to garden. I absolutely love gardening. And I don't have a garden this year because I thought I was going to be doing construction. And I knew that, if you're going to have tractors in your yard or whatever machinery, that having a garden would be a waste of my time. Um, so I do not have a garden this summer. It's the first year in years that I haven't. But I'm kind of thinking as I reconstruct that room, like, what do I really want to do? And truly, I have a vision in my head, of what I want for my own yard, and I want it to be I want to have a lot of native plants, and I want it to be very colorful, and I want to have like a wildflower garden, and I want to make the outside of my home very like livable, even though in Texas, like you can't be outside, all seasons. It's um, Summer is brutal, and summer is like we're in summer now, but I mean, summer lasts until like through October. So it can be, mid 90s, even 100 degrees, at the beginning of October. So, and mosquito season is here. So that's also a tough one. It's hard because when it is nice outside, you have the mosquitoes like in the spring and in fall. So, but anyhow, despite that, I love being outdoors, and I really want to have a setting that's like inviting, and like spaces where you can sit or gather, and where the bees, can gather, and maybe have some lightning bugs, because I have seen those this season. I've actually seen them. I've seen two, and that's more than I've seen in years. So so I'm pretty excited about it. But anyways, different butterflies and everything. I just want to have everything in my yard. And I want spaces where I can sit and observe it. And one of the things I really like, so I have this tree, and it goes like over the sidewalk, and it has like, it's like an arch over the sidewalk. And it's an evergreen. And I just love it. I just love it. We cut an arch out of the branches so that when you walk under it, it just kind of feels magical. Anyways, I love that tree so much, and I need to be better about clipping, the arch for other people's height, because I am petite, and so it doesn't take much for me to walk under it. But if like you're 6 foot, it could be a problem. So sorry, neighbors. I will try to be better about that. But anyways, I love that. And I also I've decided that I think I want to build my own moon gate that goes into my yard. So when you step into it, you're stepping through that. And I want it to mirror like this gate, like the gate into my actual backyard, because I have a huge side yard. My property is a lot and a half. And so I have a huge side yard beside my house. And I want to put the moon gate beside the tree with the arch. And then directly in line would be my actual gate, which would have a circle at the top of the gate, like where you could see into my yard. And I want to paint the moon gate. I just want it to be like wooden. I want it to be like a dark wood. And I know most people do iron, but I can't do iron. Like I'm not quite that talented, of an artist. I'm not even an artist. So it's a pretty big step for me to even think about building one out of wood, but that's what I'm gonna do. And then I want to construct a gate with that circle, like to where it's like, if you're standing in the moon gate, you can see through both at the same time. And since my house faces due east, I just think that's like a lovely concept for when the sun rises in the morning on the solstice. And there's a thought behind that. Not that I'm trying to create like Stonehenge or anything like that, but I have this, since my house faces due east, I have this one window at the front of my house, which is a stained glass window, and only on the solstices, and like the days right around it, the stained window just is all glory and beauty, and it shines directly onto my floor, like just all these colors all throughout the room and on the floor. And it only happens right around the solstices, um, in the morning with the sunrise. So I've really treasured that. I love it. And my late spouse loved it too. And he was actually the first one who noticed. And then was like, hey, Jody, come look at this, look at this. And we realized why, because it's due east. I mean, mostly due east, but, and it's right around the solstice that it happens. And it's the only time of year that this happens. And so I really love that. So I thought, I would like to have something similar in my garden. Just like honorary, something honorary in that way. Anyways. So, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm actually going to take the time and see if I can actually build that. My daughter is an artist, and I think she gets most of her talent from my late spouse. He was an artist, but she definitely gets her spatial relations and her sight from me. And so, anyways, I'm not talking about sight like vision. Like I'm talking about like like spatial relations, and being able to look at something and see it how it is and translate it to paper, because that's something that that's something I'm actually able to do pretty well. I'm not in the way of like her, where she paints something and it's absolutely amazing. I cannot do that, but I can take something and draw it just by viewing it. And I can, like, in my mind's eye, I can see an apple and twist it and turn it in all kinds of various directions in my head, and I know exactly what it looks like. And so like different things like that, I can do that. So I think since I have like that ability to like see it in my head, like maybe I'll be able to actually build something, since drawing is not my thing. Like not at all. Like I am not talented when it comes to drawing. I'm talented when it comes to this though, and I know that I pass that along to my daughter. My husband, my late spouse, was really good at building things too, but I don't know. He did it by creating plans first, and he had to see the plan out on the page before he could do it. And typically, like, I don't have to do that. And so I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to tinker with this idea and try to see if this holds anything. And like, if it doesn't, that's okay. Like, if I'm just like throwing up my hands and I'm like, this is not for me, I don't want to build anything, then maybe this isn't for me, but I want to actually just try it and see if I can build beautiful things. I don't know. Anyways, that was just a thought that I've had really for probably about 2 days, as I'm kind of starting to take time to think and just be, and again, just rest and think about what it is that I actually want to do. And yeah, if this is a disaster, then this is not it, but I would like to try it. So we'll see what happens. It's like the heat of summer, so this may not be the best time of year in Texas to do this, but we'll see what happens. I'm not jumping into it anyways. I'm going to kind of research and take my time and figure out what materials I would use and what kind of tools I would need. And I know that my late spouse probably has all the tools I would need. I know that I have all of them, I'm sure. So just because he built things so frequently. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, I don't know. And then I think ultimately I want to do something that helps people. I don't know what that is yet. I want to create things and I want to do something that helps people. So I think that's where I'm at, and I think just those two things are enough for now. And I'm not going to try and bite off more than I can chew. So I'm going to dip my toes into this slowly. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. Thanks.